Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking you on a journey through Sapa, Vietnam. Not just any journey, but one that challenged my lifelong fear of heights in ways I never expected. Let me ask you something. Are you afraid of heights? That feeling when your stomach drops and your palms get sweaty? For most of my life, that was me. Even looking down from a balcony would send shivers down my spine. Ironically, in my early 20s, I started flying airplanes as a hobby despite this fear. The thrill of aviation somehow felt different than standing on the edge of something tall. But make no mistake, my fear of heights in other situations remains very real. Today's adventure in Sapa put that fear to the ultimate test, and what happened even surprised me. We started our day early watching the sunrise over the Terrence rice fields that make Sapa famous. The morning mist hung low in the valleys, creating this dreamlike landscape that almost doesn't seem real. After a traditional Vietnam dinner in town, we set out for our first destination. The winding mountain roads offered glimpses of what was to come. Sheer drops along the side of the road and vast valleys below. Even from the safety of our car, I could feel that familiar anxiety creeping in. But I was determined. Vietnam has been teaching me to step outside my comfort zone, and today would be no different. Our first stop was this incredible place called Mayana Cafe. Now this isn't your average coffee shop. It's a series of unbelievable photo opportunities perched on the side of a mountain. As we approached, I could see these Instagram-worthy setups, swings, heart-shaped frames, and viewing platforms that all positioned to capture dramatic mountain backdrop. The cafe itself is built right onto the mountainside, with multiple levels of seating areas that offer progressively more dramatic views. I ordered a Vietnam egg coffee, a local specialty with creamy custard-like top layer. Let me tell you, sipping that rich coffee while taking in these panoramic views was already making the trip worthwhile. There were at least six different photo spots, each one requiring me to get closer to the edge. I started with the safer options first, sitting in a heart-shaped frame with mountains behind me. But soon Mia convinced me to try the swing, and so I sat right near the edge. Just don't look down, I kept telling myself as I sat on this swing that seemed to dangle over nothingness. The photos were incredible though, worth every moment of fear. I'll put some of these shots on my Instagram, and you can see the absolute terror mixed with the exhilaration on my face. After Mayana Cafe, the next day, we headed to the main attraction, Sapa's famous glass skywalk. This is what I've been equally dreading and looking forward to since planning this trip. When we arrived, the atmosphere was a bit tense. Clouds had rolled in, enveloping the entire mountain in a thick white mist. We could barely see 10 feet ahead of us. A woman approached us, clearly disappointed. "I've been waiting for an hour," she told us in accented English. "No visibility at all. I'm going back to my hotel and trying again tomorrow." She shows us photos from yesterday, spectacularly clear views that made the glass walkway look like it was floating in the sky. I felt my heart sink when we came all this way waiting for nothing. Mia looked at me. "What do you think? Should we wait it out?" Something told me to stay. Maybe it was the money we had already spent on tickets, or maybe our it was a gut feeling. Let's give it an hour, I decided. While waiting, we explored the visitor center, learning about how the glass walkway was constructed. Multiple layers of reinforced glass that can supposedly hold the weight of several elephants. This information was both comforting and terrifying. Finally, we took the elevator to the peak. The doors opened to a world of white clouds everywhere. We could barely make out the beginnings of the glass platform. Standing at the entrance of the glass walkway, I froze. Through the mist, I could see just enough to know that beneath me, my feet would be nothing but transparent glass, and then a drop, what felt like 1,000 feet. I can't do this, I whispered to Mia. My hands were trembling, and I could feel my heart pounding through my chest. She took my hand. Just a few steps. We can turn back any time. That first step onto glass was possibly the hardest thing I've done in Vietnam. My brain was screaming that I was about to fall, even though logically I knew I was safe. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath and stepped forward. The glass felt solid beneath my feet, but my body was still in flight or fight mode. I took another step and another. Slowly I dared to look down. Through the patches of clear glass I could see glimpses of the abyss below. When the clouds momentarily parted, my stomach lurched, but I kept going. About halfway across, something magical happened. The clouds began to shift, slowly at first, then more quickly. They started to part like a curtain, being drawn back to reveal the most spectacular theater backdrop imaginable. Within an hour of arriving, we were standing on clear glass platform with 360 degrees views of Sapa Terrace Mountains. The clouds had vanished completely, revealing green valleys, villages that looked like miniature models, and mountains stretching into the distance. And the most surprising part, I was no longer trembling. I was walking confidently, even sitting cross-legged on the edge to take in the view. Something had to shift inside me. Maybe it was the solid feel of the glass beneath me, or maybe it was the gradual exposure that helped my brain adjust. Whatever it was, I found myself doing things I never thought possible. Jumping on the glass, lying down to look straight down, even recording this very video while standing in the middle of the platform. The other tourists around us were equally amazed, not just at the view, but how quickly the weather had changed. "You're so lucky," said the staff member. "This doesn't happen often." I couldn't help but think, if I listened to that tourist and left, we would have missed this entire experience. So what I did learn from the experience. Sometimes our fears seem completely rational. After all, evolutionary speaking, we're not supposed to walk on transparent surfaces thousands of feet in the air. We've also learned that fears can be temporary states rather than permanent traits. By gradually exposing myself to heights, first at Mayana's Cafe, milder viewpoints, then at the glass skywalk, I was able to push through and discover a confidence I didn't know I had. Would I say I'm completely cured of my fear of heights? Probably not. But I've proven to myself that I can face it and still have an incredible experience. If you're planning a trip to Vietnam, I cannot recommend Sapa enough. And yes, even if you're afraid of heights, sometimes the views that scare us are exactly the ones worth seeing. If you enjoy this journey through Sapa, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures across Vietnam and Southeast Asia. Drop a comment and let me know what fears you have faced while traveling. Until next time, remember that sometimes the best experiences are waiting just beyond your comfort zone. She
づから光の中映し出す無邪気に彩られたその瞳 Yeah そう僕ら日々を満たす君がいるだけで Yeah ありがちなシナリオ頭の中駆け巡らせて流行る気持ちを洗い飛ばして君が歌う